Good evening. This is the June 11th meeting of the Limerick Charter Commission. This evening, we're going to be going over the recommendations that we had from our second public hearing and our corrections last week. So we're going to talk about the corrections that we have starting right at the beginning of the document and moving forward, and then a timeline at the end for how we're going to move forward with our third and final public hearing, and presenting this to the select board for approval with the final walkthrough by our attorney to make sure that we meet all the state statutes, state and local statutes relative to a town charter. So I think we started last week in the draft, and we were at 2.1.2, legislative authority of the town. In that we changed, we added in other municipal officials as may be required. All in agreement? Okay. Nothing else on that page. Then we went over to 2.2.3, and we eliminated on the first sentence, everything after meeting. So unless there is a unanimous vote of the board, no money, we put no, and we crossed out, no articles shall be inserted into the warrant later than 45 days prior to the annual town meeting, period. And we took out all the rest of that stuff. So I believe that reflects 2.3, what the changes that we had. 2.2.4 B, we took out in and added and. So B should read, the complete warrant shall be posted on the electronic media of the town and at least 5 conspicuous places at the board's discretion at least 7 days before the town meeting. Now, if we go down to C, copies of the town report and warrant for the town meeting shall be made available at the town hall at least, spelling of the word least was what we were picked up on. So least is spelled correctly in the document. So if you move over to page 4, section 2.2.8, we took out 15 as was suggested by speakers at the second public hearing, and added 20. And then we go over to 2.4, vacancies in offices. Second paragraph, elected officials shall forfeit their office if they lack any qualifications for the office as described by law, by this charter. Or, we crossed out and put in or, replaced it with or, by the personnel criteria, or if they are convicted of a felony at any time during their term of office. See section.
Are we going to talk about the change that Wendy sent out?
I do have it in here.
Yeah, that's in a separate part, but I think that wording should be the same as in here.
Okay.
I think we should make them match, because the other one, just doesn't say felony, just says crime against the town or whatever. I think we need to make them both match.
Okay, hold on a second.
Both sections.
Hold on. Let me,
I don't know what I do with that.
okay, the wording was, intentionally violate any express provisions of this charter, comma, or are convicted of a So intentionally violate any express provisions of this charter or are convicted of a crime, the conduct of which occurred during the official's term of office and the victim of which is the municipality. So we can add that. And that was, match. Okay. All right, I'll make sure that gets in there. Okay. So we go to 3.3. So the second to the last sentence, let me read the whole thing. Beginning with the annual town meeting, following the adoption of this charter, board members shall be elected for a term of 3 years on a staggered basis. No term of office for an elected official of the town currently serving at this time of the adoption of this charter shall be abridged or otherwise augmented. Where it says town currently serving at the time, so we took out this and put in the.
That's,
No, it's still
it
the
still
same.
says this in
Yeah,
there.
it still says this, not the new one. It should be the, right? At the time.
Okay. Okay. We go over to the next page. Top, it says vote of the Limerick Annual Town Meeting or any other. So we took out and put in or. Get down to 4.2. We put in number 9, Maine Municipal Materials. It should be Maine Municipal Association. Materials. Need to fix that. So we go to 3.7.2 on page 8. This is where that wording comes in, Dennis. And I think we got it in that 3.7.2. So it'd be over on the next page. So it would be B, intentionally violate any express provisions of this charter or are convicted of a crime, the conduct of which occurred during the official's term of office and the victim of which is the municipality. We okay with that?
So you want to make that felony? Do you want to make the word crime a felony? So that they'll match?
Well,
I think we discussed it last week that we wanted to remove that word
that
felony.
word, yes. So what we're doing is taking this wording and putting it back in the other place.
In the other,
place, so that they match.
so you're taking that out?
Yes, taking the felony out. We're using, Wendy sent out this wording, which is what's in there now. Convicted of a crime, yes, the felony is not in there. Yeah, so she put this in and took out what was there where it said felony.
What's to constitute a crime?
That's a good question.
Somebody smokes pot?
Well, it's be a crime against the municipality.
Crime
Something-
against the municipality. I can put an asterisk next to that, and we can get the clarification from
Yes.
Natalie
Yes.
to see if that's. I mean, the original wording came out of another charter, so obviously it's been vetted.
But I think she had questions about using that when we reviewed it with her before, she
Right.
kinda didn't like
Yep.
that, so.
So maybe this wording will be, but I'll put an asterisk next to it
Yep.
and see if, yeah, get clarification. Okay, so we go down to 3.9, and the third paragraph, there was a comma put in there. Third paragraph, end of the first line, I'll read the line. Emergency meetings shall be called without regard to the aforementioned 7-day notice requirements, comma, by the chair, comma, or at least 3 members of the board if there's an immediate threat to life, public health, or property. Public notice shall be given as required by state statute. 3.9.1, we took out extenuation and put in changes. So it should read, the agenda has been posted, changes shall only be made for extenuating circumstances when a change is made to the agenda. The reason for we added changes must be entered into the minutes.
She didn't like that word.
Right, I looked her up and it really was not
Yeah.
a word
Yeah.
used in that context.
Somebody
It was
made
not
that
a
up.
word. Well, see,
Yeah, that was a pretty good sized word.
yeah.
Okay, so going over to page 10, there's nothing on page 10. It needs to be corrected, page 11. Page 11, so 3.13. 3.13. At the end, we eliminated for updated in compliance annually. So we put in there, the town clerk shall maintain a schedule of ordinance review and inform the board and the town manager when an ordinance has been in effect for 4.5 years. The ordinance shall be reviewed by the board and the town manager for any new updates necessary. That was the change. So if we get down to 3.13.1B at the end, we changed that to 313.4 as a reference. We get down to 313.3. 3.13.2. And at the end, it says June or November, June, it had and in there, June or November. That's what we corrected it. Page 12, we changed at the top, at the end, it says C section, it had section 313.1, we have 313.1 section B. Page 13, that doesn't seem to be anything on our list there. Page 14, nothing on 14. If we go on to 4.3, human resources, we have a notation there, it says definition of deputy. There has been a definition of deputy add to the definitions in the back of the document. And I think it comes right out of
Right out of Webster.
the person appointed as a substitute for the policy. It's right out of the. So if we go to page 17, 5.1.2 at the bottom, we changed that to read, all appointees must be registered voters or residents of the town. All boards and committees are to submit, upon request, written monthly status reports to the board. if we look at that, it said, right after, in that same section there, it says, right after, it says section 4.2, all appointees must be registered voters or residents, sorry, all residents. Okay. So Article 6, there is nothing there for us to correct. 7 is the same. 8 is the same. And the only change in the, is on page 27, is the addition of deputy in that. So, we have a couple of corrections for this one here. So we're all on the same page here. So, in section 3.4.2, so we need to put in add association. Okay, and 3.1.3. 3.1.3, fix, this, substitute this, put in the. And I do have a clarification on felony. Last one, what section was that wording that you wanted to keep the same, Dennis?
Was the,
It was 3 point something, wasn't it? Fix.
it was 3.7.2.
3.7.
No,
Forfeiture.
that was the one that Wendy changed, but there's one before that we're talking about, they wanted to match.
That was earlier.
That was earlier, yes.
That was back on,
That was the early one,
that was one of the first pages. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was 2.4.
Yeah,
2.4,
okay.
paragraph 2, match language.
yep.
Match language for, okay, so. Well, that's good. We'll get that done. We'll have that retyped with those in there. So moving forward, we will make notification of our August 3rd and final presentation for a public hearing on the document. So we will get this done. We'll get this document posted. We'll be working on we'll get the paper notifications. We'll get it up on the website. And August 1st, and then we'll need to meet with the attorney for final. Anything else?
So we're gonna meet with them after this public hearing?
Yes. Yeah. Well, hopefully we get some. Hopefully we get other feedback. We had some pretty good feedback on the second public hearing. We changed some of those things that we could to meet those concerns. then we'll,
Got some minutes too, June 27th minutes,
what's that?
June 27th minutes.
Yep. So, initiate a motion to approve the June 27 minutes.
So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor? Thank you. So, any other business come before the Charter Commission tonight? Joanne?
Hmm?
Joanne, anything? No. Dennis?
What's that?
Initiate a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
Motion to adjourn, all in favor? Good night, everyone.